everyone, and welcome to another episode of the Afternoon Shift. Today, I'm joined by the regional manager for EU Business School, which is one of Europe's top universities. So he's going to be telling us all about EU Business School, why you should consider it as a study option, and lots more. So, without further ado, I'll allow you to introduce yourself. You can go ahead, Juan.
Hello everyone. Thank you for the Puncila team for having me today. As you mentioned, I'm Juan. I'm the regional manager for EU Business School in Sub-Saharan Africa, specifically Southern Africa. And we're here to discuss anything related to the university. Of course, we will get into details further in the conversation, but I hope that we can clarify any doubts or any questions that you may have. And looking forward to it.
Nice. So I guess maybe for students that are hearing about EU Business School for the very first time, could you maybe give them a little bit of information about what makes EU Business School internationally known?
Of course, of course. Okay, so just to give you let's say a brief overview of who we are a university that was founded in Switzerland. So actually, we are a Swiss school, but we are based in three different countries. So nowadays, we're based in Barcelona in Spain. We're based in Munich in Germany, and we're also based in Geneva in Switzerland. The other location that we have is like an online campus, a digital campus, that is for students that want to study online. Okay. There's something really important for everyone to know is that as it is the same university based in different countries and different platforms, students can move between the campuses. Okay. So, for example, let's say a student wants to start in Spain because, for some reason they like Barcelona, but they want to try out maybe Munich or Geneva or even try the digital campus for a semester, for a year, for whatever they want to, they can move between the options. Okay, it's up to them. And again, it's going to be the same structure, the same program. Of course, it's going to be a different city, a different experience. So that's why we try to encourage it because I know that university is not only about the academic part, it's also about understanding where you live and having fun and having like a new experience. So that's why we give the students this chance uh, to try out different options, different cultures, different cities, and this makes like the experience a little bit more complete in a way. Um, yeah.
Okay. I think that's very cool because I don't think a lot of universities have that provision to know, kind of like do your course at that particular university, but then switch between many different countries in Europe. I think that's very cool and very unique about EU Business School. So could you maybe tell us like some of the top courses that you guys are offering at the moment?
Okay. And yeah, I agree with you. I think sometimes, universities they are based in the UK or in Australia or somewhere else. Of course, they have these exchanges programs that, of course, we also do that you can move not only between the campuses but also to different parts of the world. But having the same structure in different countries makes everything easier. You know, the transfer is easier and about academics, and it's like it's a more friendly user way of transferring between countries. So that's why I think it's very useful.
Yeah.
But yeah, about the programs. Of course, I think it's a little bit obvious, but it's important to know that we are a business school. Okay, so everything that we offer is related to business. We have right now, if I'm not wrong, around 20 different options of, let's say, specializations that we offer for the bachelor programs. I'm gonna mention a few. For example, we have business administration, that is like the most traditional one. We have digital communication, we have tourism management, international relations, sports management, artificial intelligence, we have finance, we have marketing, we have international business, we have management, HR management, business law, information systems, enterprise. Well, we have like, yeah, I think it's around 15, 20 different options. And the thing about these programs, at least for the bachelors, is that the first year, it's exactly the same for everyone. Okay, so in a way, if
Right.
the students wants to go for, let's say, marketing, because the student feels that that's the right path, but for some reason, before the end of the first year, they realize that maybe they're more into, I don't know, artificial intelligence, then they can change to the other program before the end of the first year, as it is the same structure the first year. And from
Mm-hmm.
the second year is when they actually start to specialize on whatever they have decided. So in a way, they have like let's say an additional year to be completely sure on what would they
Mm-hmm.
like to do. Because sometimes I know that
Yeah.
when you finish high school, you're not completely sure on your next step. This gives you
Yeah.
like an additional year to try out something like that you think is the right path. And at the end of the year, you are completely sure if it is, or maybe it's something else, and then you can change to any of the other programs that we have. So,
Mm-hmm.
so yeah, that's like, let's say, about the bachelor's. Just in
Okay.
case, I would also like to mention that we have foundation programs. That it's only one semester. It's not a year. That I know that in other universities it's 1 year completely. This foundation program, it's offered mainly for students that maybe they don't have enough grades, or their English is not maybe as good as expected.
Mm-hmm.
They can take this foundation programs and then go directly into the bachelor. Um, Also, I don't know if we discuss also the master's programs, MBAs, or only focus ourselves in bachelors.
I think all are equally important, but it's nice to know, yeah, that there are master's courses available as well, foundation
Okay,
programs, which is very popular at the moment. I think we have lots of
okay,
students that are, yeah, looking into foundation courses and things like that. So I think it's nice to know that EU Business School offers that as well as all the other
yeah,
majors in
I agree.
business. Yeah.
And I think the foundation specifically, it's really good with us because sometimes the foundation is too long. It's 1 year.
Right.
With us, it's only 4 months. They go somehow like put in the same level as everyone, and then they can continue to the bachelor. So I think it makes sense. If you feel that you're not there, it's good to do the foundation. And
Right.
um, and for the masters, as I was saying, we have masters and we have MBAs programs. And again, we have, I would say, 15 different options. So we have matters in finance, in management, in digital business, in fashion, in digital marketing, in business analytics, in artificial intelligence, international relations, economics, international banking and finance. Well, we have different options. So again, everything is related to business, but we have many options that I'm pretty sure if you're interested in business, will cover whatever you're looking for.
That's a nice selection of courses there. I heard you talk about fashion and AI, and those are like some of the top courses right now.
Sure.
So let's maybe talk a little bit about like beyond the academics. What's
hmm
the student life like in Europe, and like what students expect like for their overall university experience?
Okay. Okay. So this question I will have to divide it, of course, having in
Mm-hmm.
mind that we are based in three different places, right?
Right.
So let's start with Barcelona. Uh, that if I'm completely biased, for me is the best one. I live in Barcelona, so
Mm-hmm.
uh, for me is my favorite one. Is my the spoiled one, and of course is right now is the biggest campus that we have. Is where we get most of our students, and I would say because one main reason is because is the most let's say balanced campus of the options that we have. Okay, because of course the academic part is going to be exactly the same in all of them. So in that way, you don't have to worry about which city would be better academically. All of them are the same. But in matters of, let's say, quality of life and experience, and so
Mm-hmm.
Barcelona has a lot of things. It has the food, the people is very nice, culture is very nice, the weather is amazing, has the beach. It's a very very nice city. It has a lot of things to do. Catalonia in general, the region is very nice. It has a lot of mountains and hikings and activities. And for the students, I know that it's not only about the academic part. That of course is the main purpose,
Mm-hmm.
but
Mm-hmm.
also you're looking to have to live in a city where you have fun. And I think Barcelona
Exactly.
has this kind of approach.
Mm-hmm.
The other thing about Barcelona is the employability. Okay, because well
Right.
nowadays Barcelona has become one of the hubs in matters of startups, technology, tourism, sports.
Mm-hmm.
So nowadays, when once you want to find a job, Barcelona has become a very important destination as well for people that is looking for job placement, right? Um, as for Munich. I think Munich is also quite relevant in matters of the job opportunities that you can get. Munich has become practically the economical powerhouse in Germany, so basically in Europe. So in a way, there's really big companies that are headquarters are in Munich. So the job opportunities that you will find in Munich would be also really good options. Also, the thing about Munich is that it's a very international city. You know, as most of the people, of course, there's a big advantage that most of them speak English. That makes everything easier to maybe get a little bit engaged with the locals. Okay,
Exactly. Yeah.
something
Yeah.
something to clarify, of course, is that everything is in English, all of the campuses, but
Mhm.
outside the campus, well, sometimes in a city like Munich, would be easier for you guys if you don't speak German or Spanish or French. To speak in English in Munich would be easier because most of the people speak English. And
Right.
well, Munich is a very safe place. There's a lot of activities as well. It's very easy to travel around Europe, so it's very well connected. So yeah, this would be like the main things about Munich. And the last one would be Geneva, that I would say is the most boutique campus that we have. I think the main advantage that we have in Geneva is that Geneva has one of the highest salaries in Europe. Okay, so in a way, if you're able to find a job in Switzerland, in Geneva in this case, you're gonna be earning more money than if you do in different parts of Europe or even in different parts of the world. So in a way, if your target or your focus is to get a job and earn as much money as possible, Geneva is the right place to do it, right? So I think having in mind that each city has its own advantages, that's
Yeah.
why I was mentioning in the beginning that having the possibility for you to live a little bit of each one, having the quality of life of Barcelona, the beach, the people, the food, maybe go to Geneva for a while to gain, I don't know, maybe some experience in an internship, and then maybe finishing the program in Munich. So you can actually base yourself in Munich, have
Yeah.
access to these big companies that are based there, and have like a more complete experience. So that's why I feel a combination of the three is like the ideal way to do it.
That's very nice. That's very nice. So I think lastly, maybe do you have any advice for Zambian students? Is there anything that in particular you'd want to share with them or let them know before we end off?
Well, if something important for you guys to know as well is that we are like one of the most international universities in Europe. This means that I think nowadays we have more than 160 different nationalities. Okay, so I know that sometimes when you move abroad, it can be challenging because most of the people is gonna be from the same country and they're gonna be like in their group. It's not easy for you to maybe engage with them and like be part of the community. With us, it's completely different because 95% of our students are internationals. Okay, so for example, we have a lot of people from Southern Africa, from South Africa, from Zimbabwe, from Zambia, from Mozambique, from Madagascar, Angola, Kenya, Nigeria, Egypt, also from different regions of the world like South America, North America, Europe, of course, Asia. So it's going to be a place where you get the possibility not only to get to know the place, the city, get the knowledge that you need to do to actually embrace yourself professionally, but also having the chance to get to know people from different parts of the world. And something that we are very focused on as well is the networking. So if
Right.
you have a network from different parts of the world with different
Mhm.
perspectives, different cultures, I'm pretty sure that once you want to find a job and you want to, let's say, improve your professional profile, having
Mhm.
this mindset and this access to different cultures of the world will give you a better range of action once you want to, let's say, find a job. So that's why we are very engaged on this way of being so international. So yeah, my comment for the Zambian students would be that I know that it's not easy to move abroad and maybe to find something else in a different country away from your family, from your friends. But yeah, at EU Business School, something that I think we're very proud of is that we are quite of a family, a community, because we're not gonna leave you by yourself. You're gonna be part of like a, let's say, a community where you'll be having access to many activities, not only above academically, but outside the academic world, sports, different kinds of clubs, different kinds of visits, visiting companies, activities, events, conferences. So it's gonna be an experience, not only focusing yourself on the knowledge that you can get, that of course is important, but
Mhm.
also focusing on how can you develop yourself as a person and as a professional.
Right.
So yeah, basically my advice would be not to be afraid of going out of your comfort zone and basically trying something that I'm pretty sure is going to be useful for your future.
Right. That's really good one. Thank you very much. I think we've heard a lot of good things about EU Business School. And I think anybody who's not considering going there would be,
I agree.
but yeah, I think it's a very, very unique university, and the student experience to me sounds very, very good, like in comparison to most of the other destinations. But I think
Hmm.
for somebody that's looking for like a European experience while they get their degree, EU Business School sounds like the perfect place. Yeah, so I think we'll be ending here. So thank you very much for joining us, and we'll definitely be looking forward to reaching out to you. And for all the students that joined us today, thank you very much for joining in. If you're interested in studying at EU Business School, you know where to find us. Please contact Conzilla, and we'll be able to help you through the process. All right. Thank you, Juan. I think that will be it for today.
Okay, perfect.
Yes. And yeah, I guess we'll be in touch with you. We'll definitely send you the recording and everything once it's up.
Okay, amazing. Yeah, and thank you
Yeah.
for the space and for the, well, I think it's useful also to always to share these kinds of information.
Hmm.
And yeah, if you could let me know once you put it up, so we can also track like the people that have seen it, and maybe if you get some leads or whatever,
Hmm.
maybe reach out to them. And yeah, if you need anything else or any other students or about Mwaka or anything, just let me know.
I will. I'll be in touch. Thank you. Thanks for your time.
Okay, have a nice day.
You too. Bye.